Seth, let's just consider, is this the hill you're willing to die on?
I'm willing to die on a lot of hills.
I'm willing to die on my Taysom hill. That's what I'm willing to die on.
Welcome to Let the Play Develop, the podcast where we do not keep you very well informed, but we do keep you entertained. We are an award-winning podcast, and we will be climbing the ranks very shortly.
The small trophy is actually for us to send out to Will Levis for eventually getting drafted.
Congratulations. Proud of you, bud.
What was it like to watch it from home?
Dang. Yo, did you see
He
how
kept the TV turned off?
Did you see how mad his mom was that he did not go in the first round?
Did you see how mad his girlfriend was that she wasn't set for life?
Did we see how fine his girlfriend was? I'm sorry.
Did you see how
Real
upset
quick.
she looked that she wasn't set for life?
Here's my thing. If you
she's
come
still set for
out
life.
before the draft and say you put mayo in your coffee, you're not getting drafted.
That was
Yeah.
probably it.
He just wanted to start a TikTok trend.
Fair.
Should have done something slightly more.
Did you
normal.
see him eating the banana peel? He just took a banana
Oh, yeah,
and
he
just
took a
bit it.
What a
like,
weird
peel and all.
man. I'm glad my Panthers did not take him. Thank you.
Talk about a smoke screen.
Smoke screening himself.
He said someone's got to do it. Now, I mean, I will say, though, this does show a shift in the quarterback prototype, though, for the NFL. It's way different than it was 10 years ago.
We will get into all of that, though, at some point during today's episode.
Yeah. And we're actually going to go back to a previous draft for you, as well as play a game of blind rankings where we don't know what's coming, but we do know that it's going to be some talented players and some not talented players or some mediocre players. I mean, you might have a Pat Bev or a LeBron, and we got to rank one above the other without knowing who's coming next.
And some names that were like, who the heck is that? Some Shanghai Shark players.
Some you gotta know
It's
ball.
actually
type of
only
players.
Shanghai Sharks players. So
Oh, Dwight Howard.
Before we move on, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Let the Play Develop Pod, or on Twitter, just search Let the Play Develop or at LTPD Pod. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. Go check us out on all streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts.
By the way, Seth,
I was gonna say
Deezer.
before
I
we
don't know what that is.
Before we go any further, Seth has gone off. He's off of like 27 hours of being awake. This is no lie.
I've been on that grind.
to release his album on Apple Music. So
No.
that's why he was really trying to promote there.
I just want to say I have beef with this podcast because I watched on YouTube last week for the first time and there was no video.
That is called I forgot to charge my camera battery.
That's
Yep.
called Nate not being here.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
no, that's fair.
I played the video and you were like, if you're watching YouTube, you get to see our beautiful faces. I was like, this is the logo. What are you talking
Yeah, we actually had to cut a clip at the end where I literally said, sorry, my camera died.
Seth was having a bad hair day that day, okay? That's what it really was. The camera was fine.
Last minute decision. I just can't get it right.
And if you're listening on streaming platforms, hi, how are ya? You can go check us out on YouTube. It's a more intimate experience where you get to see Nate's beautiful face.
Some weeks.
Most weeks.
Most weeks. And yeah, I think that's it. Should we move on to the news?
Absolutely, we should.
Awesome. Here's your weekly news segment. So, not too much news this week. Pretty much everything that's been going on is with the NFL draft and the playoffs, and I'm not going to go through every game or
That sounds
every
like
round,
a lot of
so-
news.
Exactly.
That's pretty
But
big.
everyone kind of knows. But the main couple things have been two. One's a trade. Everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about now. And one is an extension from a player. First off, we have the Jets and the Packers agreeing to an Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers trade deal
Can we talk about something real
after
quick?
months.
I put that poll, who won that trade, on Twitter, and it was 50-50. I don't know how people think the Jets won that trade, personally.
I mean,
I guess they got Aaron Rodgers.
the
Bro, they got
Jets-
Jordan Love. No, this is
the Jets won that trade if Aaron Rodgers plays the way he did, not this past season, but the season before that. I think that does make them a threat to
That's
make a
fair.
run in the AFC.
I think the Packers got
think he
a
should've just
lot for a
retired.
player who didn't want to be there. So good on you, Packers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason the Jets had to give up so much is because, like he said, he was 50% retired. So it was him or bust.
Right.
Can anyone confirm in this room if Jordan Love exists?
He played really good that
I think there's
one
been a
game I
couple
saw him.
sightings.
But like,
I
couldn't
think
they have
Jordan-
just thrown that Jordan Love jersey on anybody?
Jordan
That's
Love is a
true.
figment of all of our imagination. He's not
He's
real.
not real.
I think that's the case.
That's
I've
why
ne-
you-
listen, man, I've never seen Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love in the same room. That's all I'll say.
I've also just never seen Jordan Love. Period. when he got drafted, they put a mannequin on the stage. Wow, I really fumbled that joke. But
They're just paying an actor to be Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
God.
Jordan Love looks like the actor in a Disney Channel movie playing Jalen Hurts.
That's
but
what
the
I'm
movie
saying.
is about
Or when
Justin
if they
Herbert,
If they took Jalen Hurts and did like the makeup, like the disguise
Yeah.
makeup on him, so he could not be noticed in that movie, that's what he would look like.
I agree.
It's great.
So yeah, the Packers
slander.
got the 13th pick, the 42nd pick, and the 207th pick from this year's draft, which just concluded yesterday. And they also got a conditional 2024 second-round pick, which becomes a first-round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of snaps this year for the Jets,
Which he probably will.
unless he gets
Barring
injured.
major
He is
injury.
old.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. And then the Jets got Aaron Rodgers, obviously, and the 15th pick from this year's draft and the 170th pick from this year's draft.
Who was that pick?
So the 13th pick for the Packers was Lucas Van Ness from Iowa.
He had it written down.
Who was a linebacker. The 42nd pick for the Packers was the Oregon State tight end Luke Musgrave, and the 207th pick was Auburn kicker Anders Carlson.
Like Keaton Mitchell can't get drafted. I'll get on my soapbox about that in a minute.
And then the 15th pick for the Jets was Iowa State defensive end Will McDonald. The 4th and the 170th
Gross.
pick, they actually didn't have it. The Raiders got it as a
Compensatory.
Thank you, pick.
And that's all that to say that your gotcha German journalism will not be tolerated here.
No, I was struggling. Thank you.
I tried.
So yeah, there's that. After months of that, everyone kind of knew it was coming at some point.
Yeah, it's wild.
I just think we were all sick of it before it happened.
Yeah.
It's funny because
Yeah.
as that happened on Monday, I'm thinking, well, I guess they're just going to do it after the draft. And nope, we're going to do it on the random Monday before.
Exactly.
I figured it would happen before the draft or during.
I thought it was going to happen before, but then they waited forever. So I was like, well, maybe after.
Now, the other big update I was not expecting to happen before the draft.
The next one.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson agrees to an extension with the Baltimore Ravens. 5 years, $260 million with $185 million guaranteed. That boy caught a bag. He is the highest paid player in the NFL.
And did it with no agent.
But
oh,
should
yeah,
he be?
That's wild.
It's just one of
Oh,
those
no.
situations like
Absolutely
it's like,
not.
do we let him walk or do we sign him? You know, like,
I
Yeah,
don't.
let
they
him
were,
walk.
I was going to
but
say, they were never
that's what
gonna
happened
let
with
him walk.
Kyler. You can't let him walk, but
Okay, so I have a hot take.
Well, I don't know if Kyler and
Lamar are
Lamar
in
Jackson
the
are quite in the
same-
same realm, but I get what you're
one's got
saying.
an MVP. But I'm saying like
One's an MVP caliber player. The other one is
And one
Kyler Murray.
may win another one.
the other one is 5'9".
The other one
The
should
other
have
one
gone
is
with
the
baseball.
second
No, I'm kidding.
shortest NFL player in the. I don't know.
Well, okay, yeah. Listen here,
That was
Mr.
deep,
Bryce
Seth.
Young.
Sleepy
Get ready for
showing.
my world.
That was deep, Seth. Thank you for that insight.
Your
Yeah.
sleepy showing.
I'm gonna
He's
put
the
that on
second
a quote.
shortest. Yeah.
That's gonna be just like a clip at the beginning of the video.
Speaking of short players, did y'all see the clip of Deuce Vaughn, Kansas State running back, got drafted in the 6th round? He's
We're not
5'5".
infected.
He is
Wow.
5'5". He's a beast, but he's 5'5". But his dad is a Cowboy scout, and so he got to make the call to his son saying, "Hey, we're drafting you."
Oh, I
It was
did
a
see-
really sweet
I
moment.
just gonna
Oh,
say I
he
did
got
see
drafted because of nepotism. Got it.
Essentially, yeah.
that. It's like I'm not denying that.
Like you'll
But
never
it-
play. You'll barely be in practice reps,
Rondo
but
Moore's
now
like
you have a
5'7",
contract.
right?
Congratulations, son. You're
There's
set
a
for life.
big difference between 5'7" and 5'5".
I mean, there is.
Yeah, I'm 5'7". I definitely agree with that.
It's like that is
Gigantic
so true.
difference. 2 inches is a lot. Anyways,
Anyway, it was
That's
a
it
really
for all-
sweet phone call.
that's all. That's it for this week's news. I think we're gonna move on to our NFL mock draft. I mean, not NFL mod. I can't write. Today,
Whoa,
okay?
we're a little behind.
Our 2017 NFL
So
Redraft.
I know who's going number 1.
Here's my mock draft. All 249 picks.
He was perfect on his predictions.
That's
This
wild.
has never been done.
That's the one thing I forgot to update. Anyways, let's get into our 2017 Redraft. All right, so are we just going to go one pick at a time down the line?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Sure.
So just to be clear, we're doing based on talent, not fit or scheme fit or whatever, however the team looked back then. We're
6 years ago?
Based on talent alone and what their careers looked like up until this point, and we're just doing the first 10 picks.
Wait,
By
you
the
didn't-
way, it's the 2017 NFL draft
That's
because I
important to
don't
mention.
think that was made clear.
I think I said it, but
He did.
You said it in the first draft of introduction.
oh, well, dang.
Also, I just want to know, Seth, you didn't go back 6 years and look at the offensive and defensive schemes teams were running?
No, and neither did you, so shut up.
Dang.
this draft class, we'll get into it a little bit more, but this draft class was legendary.
It was
Oh.
wild. I didn't
Loaded.
realize.
There's
Almost-
15 players who should go top 10. Think about that.
I would almost say that this is the number 1 draft class of the 2010s.
There's a ton of Hall of Famers
Yeah,
in this
future
draft
Hall
class.
of Famers.
Future
Yeah.
Hall of Famers, yeah.
If their
Current Hall-
careers stopped right now, they'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Which is wild.
5 years later.
That is wild.
All right, so are we starting with pick number 1?
We are.
I'm going to really hope this
we
is
going left to
unanimous.
right?
This
I
has to be
think
unanimous.
Steven should start.
Okay.
Let's go down the line.
So,
Perfect.
number 1, I have Patrick Mahomes. I know that's crazy. Don't be too shocked.
Really?
Patty Mahomes, baby.
Patty Mahomes.
Mr. Patrick Mahomes
Okay.
the second.
Why did I
I
think
knew
you
you
would
were gonna
say
add the
Mitchell
second, and I
Trubisky?
was
I don't know why I thought he was going to say Stetson Bennett.
I
I,
thought
don't
you
know what's going on.
What?
He got drafted?
I thought he was going to say Mitchell Trubisky when you said Mister. I'm like, Mitchell?
And what's wild is I'm pretty sure he's older, if not the same age as these players.
Stetson Bennett, yeah.
The
He's not
fact-
far behind.
We'll hop into this. I think Stetson Bennett might actually have a chance to start in LA.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that one was going to be unanimous. I didn't think
Yeah.
that was
Okay.
gonna-
Patrick Mahomes,
Number-
2-time Super Bowl MVP. Oh, were we not giving?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
his,
go for it.
his
Go
record
for
just
it.
speaks for itself. Never mind. Go ahead. Number 2. Go ahead.
Well, I just
One
thought
of the
if you
greatest
didn't have
arms
Patrick
and
Mahomes-
quarterbacks the game's ever seen.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about one thing related to Patrick Mahomes.
Go for it.
With the 11th pick of the 2017 NFL Draft, the New
Oh,
Orleans
brutal.
Saints were jumped by the Kansas City Chiefs, who traded 2 first-round picks to trade up to 10 because they knew that Sean Payton was going to draft Patrick Mahomes. And as a Saints fan, my heart hurts every day.
Hey,
I'm
guess
sure,
what? Y'all's
yeah.
GM took the trade.
No,
No,
they got
they
jumped.
didn't
No.
trade. Yeah.
Someone jumped ahead of them.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
Oh.
The Chiefs traded the pick before
Yeah.
the Saints. But it's okay because we ended
That
up
just
with.
means you should have been more aggressive.
I don't know
It's
why,
okay.
but when you said that they got jumped, all I could picture was like their front office just.
He's ours now.
Mickey Loomis is a god. I will never disrespect his drafting ability.
I think I expected that to be unanimous. This is where I think number 2 is pretty clear, but I know we're
Okay.
not going to agree. I think TJ Watt should be number 2.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Such a
The best defensive player in the NFL over the last 2 years?
He's not the best defensive player in this draft.
Okay,
That's
who do you got then?
wild.
Christian McCaffrey.
I got TJ Watt.
I
Yes.
also have Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
Hey,
Wow.
I mean, at least when
Here's
you
the
like.
thing. Here's the thing. I think that's at least fair. There's no argument for it. I feel like at least.
TJ Watt at
There's-
2 is wild.
Well, I mean, he's
TJ
got
Watt's
a
the best defensive
DPOY
player,
and
yeah.
had one of the craziest defensive seasons
Yeah.
of all time.
I think that has more to do with the scheme fit.
Well,
and
when you
where
look
he
at the
is.
Steelers and they
I
let
mean,
up
that
like,
probably has to do with every player in the
That's,
NFL.
yeah, that's fair. But
nah,
I don't know, man. Patrick Mahomes, I feel like he's Patrick Mahomes on any
Yes.
team.
But Patrick Mahomes without Andy Reid probably is still a step below where he is.
I don't know. And
I don't know.
Patrick Mahomes
man.
with Sean Payton would already have 5 rings.
I'm
I'm
Still
not
not
touching
over.
that one with a freaking 10-foot pole.
I'm so salty.
I'm still not over TJ Watt's not the best defensive player in this draft.
Oh, you'll
That's
see who is.
wild. Okay.
Okay,
We'll
well,
move
then
on.
third.
My number 3 is Christian McCaffrey, so I only have him.
My number
One
3
down.
is Myles Garrett.
No.
My number 3 is Christian McCaffrey.
I
Let's
forgot
go,
my number
Nate.
3. Ugh.
I'm just copying your list.
Okay. Before the pick is finalized, I'm going to switch my 3 and my 4 because my number 3 is Cooper Kupp.
No, that's very valid. We all make adjustments. That's crazy. He's my 4.
Everyone's adding Cooper
Yeah,
Kupp right
my
now.
thing is, I mean, I think T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett are very much tick for tack.
They're not. T.J. Watt's much better.
That is not true.
That
Myles
is
Garrett
so
is
My
a better
thing
player.
is, Myles Garrett is the only person they have.
Myles Garrett has been less healthy in this time frame, and he is by far a more talented player than T.J. Watt.
Wow.
And don't get me wrong, I really like T.J.
To
Watt.
be honest, the only other Browns player that came to mind on their defensive side doesn't play for them anymore, and it was
Exactly.
Carlos Dansby.
Exactly.
Hello?
That was a long time ago.
They have good players.
No,
on
they
that
have good.
defense.
They have a really good defense.
That's what I was
No,
thinking.
no. I'm just saying they have good players. I'm just saying that's the
Yeah.
first player
Didn't you
that
say
came
he's
to
the only
mind.
player on that defense? That
Their
defense is
only
stacked.
big name, though.
Their corner?
Jabril Peppers.
Oh, wait,
They're
yeah, you're
talented.
right.
I'm
You're not
forgetting
wrong.
his
Who's
name.
also
I don't
in this
pay
draft?
attention to the
I'm forgetting
Browns.
his
Let's just
name
be
off the
completely
top of my
honest.
head, but they have another linebacker that I'm very high on, Jadeveon Clowney, former
Yeah.
number 2 overall pick.
They do got a couple.
They have names.
I
They
don't
have
really
a
pay
good
attention
defense.
to the Cleveland
Yeah.
Browns.
They
Let's
have
be
Welcome to
honest.
our-
If you looked at the Steelers with and without T.J. Watt this past year, you could easily walk over the Steelers without T.J. Watt, and then he could win the game by himself.
I think it's fair. I think it's definitely fair. Now looking at it, there is a couple players
So,
I probably should have put him ahead
Are we?
of. But
Yeah, it's fair. Are we moving on to number 4?
I'm pulling up the Browns depth chart real quick because I want to see their list of guys. You know,
That's
every
Browns
every
depth
team
chart.
has guys.
Browns depth chart. How many times has that been chanted?
Okay,
never. I don't think it's ever been searched until
Denzel
now.
Ward,
Oh yeah,
he's a
Oh,
guy.
dang, yeah.
Yeah.
Grant
He's a
Delpit,
stud.
he's a guy.
I don't know who that is.
You've never heard of
I
Grant
mean,
Delpit?
he's a guy either way.
Are you? Anyways,
He's an LSU guy. That's why I know him. They did draft Siaka Ika, which I really love that pick. Jeremiah Owosu Koromawa. Not ringing a bell? All right, well, that's
If I
pretty much
probably
their guys.
saw
Just
it.
names the whole Browns roster. Okay, well
their
then
water boy's name is.
my number 4 is where I start to get shaky, but I want to see what y'all have.
Okay, this one I think is going to be controversial.
Mine too, but go ahead.
But I went with the man, the myth, the legend, George Kittle.
I'm not mad.
He's just he's the
George Kittle was in this draft.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you don't have him.
He was a
I
fourth.
didn't see him. Dang it.
He was a 4th round pick.
To me, okay, so you have Travis Kelce, who's by far the best tight end.
I feel like
in
George
NFL.
Kittle's high. I'm just gonna say that.
I think George Kittle is let's exclude Travis Kelce because he's a man on his own. But I think George Kittle is the best dual threat tight end that there is, like catching, blocking. The only reason this man doesn't catch more balls is because he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL. So that's why I love George Kittle.
You know who else is
I
a
mean,
really
I
good
don't
blocking
mind.
tight end?
Mercedes Lewis.
Yes.
I actually knew you were going there. He's a
He's
really
a
good
great
blocker.
blocking tight end.
Yeah.
I'm able
But
to
he
edit on
don't-
mine,
yeah.
But
So I got George Kittle at 4. I mean, I could see him being much lower. But
Had to fix that thing. Had to fix my draft list real quick because I did not see George
We'll
Kittle's
allow
name.
it.
who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Cooper Kupp.
that is very fair.
I
Okay.
like that pick.
My number 4 is Alvin Kamara.
Amen, brother.
Let's go.
AK-41.
Yes,
he wasn't my
sir.
number
Also.
4 until a second ago, but I thought about something and I moved him up.
He's my number 4 also.
So you had Cooper Kupp at 3, right?
Yes.
I respect that and understand. Interesting.
We both had Alvin Kamara at 4.
Yeah, but you don't have Cooper Kupp yet.
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't. I had, still on my list, I have Alvin Kamara
Look,
ranked higher.
okay. No,
but
I'm
I
not-
switched them last minute when I remembered which one
Cooper
of them
Kupp-
had an Offensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, and then not only did they do that, but he had just a triple crown. Like
Y'all-
he went crazy there.
You aren't going to like where I put Cooper, but I have my reasons, and I do have a lot of respect for Cooper.
So I respect it. So at my 5, I have Myles Garrett.
I have Alvin Kamara.
I have George Kittle.
At my 5, I have Myles Garrett, the best defensive player in this draft.
Second, yep. Actually,
You
did
have
you
the
know
best defensive player at 5, though.
Yes, because the top 4 offensive players are generational talent.
Did you know T.J. Watt has more sacks than Myles Garrett, despite missing so many games with injury?
Did
Isn't
you
that
know
crazy?
I don't care?
I would say that both Myles
He also
Garrett
had
and
interceptions.
generational talent.
Huh?
Yeah, he is, but not more so,
So
than
you-
the 4 guys
I
above
don't
him.
understand. Alvin, I mean, I love Alvin. Like, bro, he won me a fantasy championship, okay?
Mhm.
I respect him, but over T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, I don't know.
Bro, I'm looking at the way I ordered a couple of these coming up, and I'm cringing because I don't know why I did this.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, but I'm going to go with it. Go
I'm
ahead.
comfortable
not
with
gonna
my
change
list.
it. I'm not- I'm not gonna
I haven't
change
changed
it, though.
mine yet.
Who's your number
I don't
6?
like 2 of them.
Number 6 is Cooper Kupp
Okay, you?
for me.
Okay, number 6, George Kittle.
I'm just where I'm going to get hate. Number 6, I have Tre'Davious White.
That's a terrible take. When you consider all the secondary, I'm sorry, I know you said I was gonna rip your list apart.
I like it. I love Tre'Davious
He's not even
White.
the best
a few
corner.
reasons-
He's so good.
I deeply value secondary, but one of the reasons is part of this pick and my next pick are based off of potential too, though, because I think they're still got.
Tre'Davious White
another-
is
If
so
we're going off
good.
of potential, Nathan Peterman's in the top 10. Sorry. Okay,
but no, he's
Nate
had a
backed
great
me.
career.
Nate backed me into a corner. He said I was gonna make fun of his list, and I guess he was right. Anyway, my number 6, I have the best player in the secondary from this draft, Mr. Marshawn Lattimore, former defensive
Biased.
rookie of the year.
No.
That's
Biased.
not biased.
Actually, I don't want to skip ahead, but I have number 7, Marshawn Lattimore, the best secondary player in this draft. So
Well, that was your next pick anyway.
yeah,
so-
so I'm gonna back you on that one.
He's single-handedly responsible for revitalizing the Saints secondary, and the way they play, even to this day in 2023, with and without him on the field, they're two completely different teams. They beat the Eagles with him. They got shut out by the Raiders without him.
Yeah, and also if you
feel
look,
better, Saints fan?
What?
You feel better, Saints fan?
no,
No, because they still should have took Patrick Mahomes.
As I was gonna say, as division rivals, I've seen I was about to say Myles Garrett. Dang it, I've seen Marshawn Lattimore a lot, and he also guards the best player every single
time,
game.
and he locks them down.
I could be wrong,
I like
but I'm
Marshawn
pretty sure
Lattimore.
Mike
He's not on my
Evans.
list, but he could be easily.
I'm pretty sure Mike Evans has had his best game was where he had 4 catches for 44 yards against Marshawn Lattimore, if I'm not mistaken. Then everything else has been 2 catches or less. Mike Evans doesn't exist when Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore
That's
owns
crazy.
Mike Evans.
But on the other hand, Chris
love
Godwin.
it so
That's
much.
wild.
I think he has one game where he had more than 3 catches, if I'm not mistaken. Against
This
them. That's
year in
wild.
2023, he caught his first touchdown with Marshawn Lattimore covering him, and they've been facing off twice a year since 2017.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
who do you
At
got?
number 7, I have Tre'Davious White.
Shut
Let's
up.
go, Nate.
Okay, so
Do you have any reason
in
why?
retrospect, if I were to redo my
I was
list,
like,
Myles Garrett would have been above my last pick and this pick, but I'm staying true to my list.
That's
Okay.
fair.
At number
I'm like
7
that.
is another off of potential. They're turning the corner, and I think they're going to take off with another team, and that's Buda Baker.
Yeah, I like that pick.
I like Buda Baker a lot.
I just want to say one more thing about Marshawn Lattimore. And
He's
I'll
really
stop.
good.
He caught an interception with his butt one time,
Hey, my only question is, what is the argument for Tre'Davious White over Marshawn Lattimore?
other than potential.
I don't even think he has more potential. He missed most of the season.
He
last
did.
year.
He got hurt.
Yeah, I don't. I
So-
mean,
As I said,
when you have
it could have
season-ending
been
injuries-
interchangeable. It
Yeah.
could have been
Using
Like,
him in Madden. That's the.
Okay.
Yes,
That's fair.
genuinely.
That's
My
fair.
next pick is George Kittle.
I like it.
But I mean, I know I'm a Cardinals fan, but Buda Baker is one of those players. If you watch him on the field, he's almost like equivalent to a Russell Westbrook. He is just high motor everywhere all the time, and it's wild to watch it if you actually watch it.
I just noticed I have 11 players on my list. Oops.
Well, that's a good top 10.
Dear God.
My next 3 is where I think that questions will start to be asked. This is just where I valued these players.
Okay.
Number 8, I have Eddie Jackson. I don't even think most people will have. This is because he plays on the Bears and they suck.
Don't get me wrong.
I
Eddie
thought
Jackson
it
is
was.
really good.
Eddie
I didn't
Jackson-
see that coming.
Alvin Kamara's not.
I listen.
Even
I
Dalvin's
value
not there. That's kind of
safeties
crazy.
over running backs.
That's fair.
I have one running back on my list.
So watch
Yeah.
Jabril Pepper's not on your list.
Well, was he even a part of this draft?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson's better. That's why.
You have. Okay.
Eddie Jackson is solid. Look,
You think he's better
Eddie
than Buda
Jackson
Baker?
is good.
I have Buda Baker coming up later, so yeah.
The fact that you
wait.
have him. No,
Wait, no, Steven, you
Yeah,
can't put Eddie
there's
Jackson ahead of
two.
Buda
There's
Baker.
two safeties.
I don't know. Actually,
I like Eddie Jackson. I
actually,
don't disagree.
real
It's
quick,
not-
in
it's
Steven's
okay, it's the
defense,
Bears.
when we were at week 6 of the NFL, Eddie Jackson was leading the league in interceptions.
Eddie
Right?
Jackson is the most underrated clearly
Name
the
me-
most underrated safety in the
Name
NFL.
me any other player on the Browns defense, or not Browns, the Bears defense.
Exactly. That's why Eddie Jackson's
Exactly. That's why he puts up the numbers that he does.
What about the years he played with Roquan
Khalil
Smith?
Mack. He
Roquan
doesn't play
Smith
there
was on
anymore.
there.
No, he doesn't. He's a Charger
They
now.
had good defenses for most of it. Last year was the year that they sold all of their defensive
Okay,
pieces.
last year, name me
That's
a
one player.
single player on the Bears other
What
than
about
Eddie
the
Jackson.
other 5
Roquan
years?
part of
with
the
it?
year.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
other
Oh,
than
wait, yeah,
Roquan. He
Roquan.
did not end the year on the Bears. Name me one player that played on the
Listen,
Bears.
he played 5 more years on the Bears, had good years
Josh
all
Allen,
5 years.
the line, but wait, he didn't play
No.
for the Bears.
Yeah, he was on the Jaguars. Oh, did he? Wait, did Josh Allen end up? No, that was Myles Jack. Never mind.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, my number 8, and this makes me upset.
Is my thing thinking again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
My
worded.
thinging again.
I
Talk
heard
real
it.
quick.
There we go. Okay,
All
yeah.
right.
So, my number 8, and I hate that I put this. I don't know why I did. I can't change it now. But in my opinion, this guy is anywhere from top 5 to top 3.
We'll get there one day.
And he wasn't there.
And he
Interesting.
wasn't
Okay.
there because I didn't take enough time to really look at it. I put Tre'Davious White above T.J. Watt. I have T.J. Watt at 8.
See,
And that makes me want to throw myself off a cliff.
that's got to be so much more blasphemous than having Eddie Jackson at 8.
I'm
Having
kind of
T.J.
in
Watt
the
yeah,
same
definitely.
boat,
Thank
but
you.
not quite as remorseful because I think this is such a good draft. But
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
I already mentioned it, but Myles Garrett should have been 2 picks higher for me.
This is such a
At
good
8?
draft.
You have him at 8?
Yeah.
When I had my list of 11 that I thought was 10 because I don't know how to count, I just want everyone to know Buda Baker just got knocked off my top 10.
Dang.
My next pick is
Understand,
T.J. Watt.
That's wild. I feel like that's got to be much worse. Than
I
taking
feel like
Eddie
the
Jackson at
clear
8.
number, like top 5 without
pretty
any
bad.
order here.
That's
Well, there's an
pretty
order.
bad.
Patrick Mahomes is undoubtedly number 1. But the other 4, Christian McCaffrey, Myles Garrett, Cooper Kupp, and T.J. Watt, they all belong in the top 5.
In retrospect, T.J. Watt belongs over George Kittle. But that's the only thing I would change.
Yeah. So
Well, you're already. Did I just
So-
give mine?
Yeah.
We're back around.
We're back to me at 9. At number 9, I have Jonathan Allen.
Yeah.
They drafted who?
Tingus.
Huda is Tingus Pingus.
Alright.
I've never heard of Lativia.
That is one of the greatest.
Jonathan Allen being on this list above the players that are on our lists, but particularly the fact that Alvin Kamara is not on your list, but Jonathan Allen
So
is.
clearly, you can see I value defense a lot.
You value the wrong defense.
I have one running back, one tight end, one receiver. Everything else is defense.
This man looked at the rosters of teams now in the bottom of the league and said, "Who's their best player?" Were they drafted in 2017? They made the list.
I think it's
Jonathan
hilarious.
Allen is solid.
I think it's hilarious that Steven was like, "I'm glad Chris is here. He usually agrees with my statements. He can protect me
that
from
was before he
Seth."
made the worst draft of all. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Wow.
Okay,
Yo.
my 9 is controversial too.
Oh, I
Go
didn't
ahead.
say mine.
No, I was just gonna. Say,
My number 9 is I didn't know this guy was undrafted. My number 9 is Austin Eckler.
that man is a
Yeah.
monster.
That's okay.
Mine-
Wait. Over Dalvin Cook?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I agree with that
1000%.
too.
That is
He's more of a dual.
1000%.
He's more of a dual threat.
The fact
That is
that Austin
Also,
Eckler
he
could be
plays more.
yeah.
over Leonard Fournette.
Yes.
okay.
Okay,
that's a
yeah.
little-
Y'all are disrespecting
Okay.
Leonard Fournette.
Over Austin Eckler.
I would put Joe
First
Mixon
of all-
above.
Oh, I forgot about Joe. Over
above-
Joe Mixon?
Austin
Yeah,
E-
just
okay.
above him. Just
To me,
above him.
I
Austin Eckler is
disagree.
the only player that can get the workload he does and still play every single game for the last 3 years.
Joe
Aaron
Mixon
Jones.
beats
This
his
is a
kids.
big running back
Actually,
class.
that being
Aaron
said, Joe
Jones,
Mixon does
James
it.
Conner.
Yeah, but they can't stay healthy like Austin Eckler can.
Exactly.
And the best availability is availability.
The
Didn't mess that
best
up at all.
availability is availability.
The best availability is ability. There you go. The more you
All
know.
right.
I did that one on purpose because I was about
Excuse
to say
me?
that.
I'm not ready to say my number 9. in
Joe
front of
Mixon
Chris.
beats his kids.
Okay.
We're going to have to
number
cut
9?
that out.
No, we don't. That's
No,
factual.
I mean, it happened.
that's in the courts.
my, my number
Yeah, they're gonna
9.
There's
have to
been
find
a
it out.
lot of things in the courts that have happened that we haven't talked about for specific reasons.
At number 9, I have Marlon Humphrey.
Okay.
I like Marlon Humphrey.
Okay.
That's fair.
I was ready.
Wait, can we talk about the fact that before Nate makes every pick, you see sweat pouring out of his face, and he looks at Chris immediately like, "Is that okay, Chris?"
It's PTSD.
Do you
man.
approve?
The-
PTSD from
The
what?
first person he looks at after every pick, Marlon Humphrey. What do you think about that, Chris?
It's because every week after each episode, Chris texts me and says, "Y'all are wrong." And
No,
sends me
actually.
a speech
I'm
as to
sorry.
why
I
he's
was
right.
I was sent some of these texts.
Voice
This is
memos.
horrible.
Is-
Man's made a whole after our which one was the top 10 all time or whatever it was draft. Bro made a whole
A response
a
video.
response thing. It was like an MP3 that had like a crowd cheering at the beginning. It was like a freaking press conference.
Man went crazy.
So if y'all want a weekly episode of the press conference, just let me know. No.
Dear God.
That's the Thursday clip. Is his response to our podcast.
So Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey, I think, is I wouldn't. Yeah, second best secondary.
Yeah, second or
Who's your-
third.
Above Tre'Davious White?
Yes, absolutely.
I would have him.
Consistent.
I had
Okay.
Marlon Humphrey above him. in my list, to be fair.
Here's where we're about
Yeah,
to get
I mean, I
10
guess
minutes
it's
of
fair.
content.
Oh,
All right.
gosh.
God.
The second best quarterback taken, not even taken, went undrafted.
I don't
Second
even have
best-
another quarterback in my top 10.
The second best quarterback in this draft, my number 9 pick. Give me Taysom Hill of
Stop
Brigham
forever.
Young University.
Stop forever.
Chill,
Stop forever.
chill. Listen. Okay, Taysom Hill redefined what a quarterback can be. He is the ultimate.
You mean utility player?
He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife of a player. Yes, he.
Don't call him a quarterback. He's a utility player.
Okay, he started games under center. For
Bro
the Saints.
literally started crying because someone called him a tight end.
No one has. That's not verified under any sources. He made that up. He blocks. He runs. He catches passes. He throws passes. He does it all.
Wow, he
That's
plays
wild.
backyard football with middle
Genuinely.
schoolers.
Okay, but he's doing it at the NFL level. You can't tell me that there's another quarterback in this draft that's better than Taysom Hill.
Listen,
I'm just bitter against Taysom
I can think
Hill
of a
because-
quarterback
Huh?
that's better than
I
him.
mean, other than Patrick
Okay, there
Mahomes.
you
Come
go.
on.
I can think of another quarterback
No.
that's better than him.
Deshaun Watson's not real. We agreed not to mention him.
But like we said,
mean,
verified in
And
the
you know what?
courts. We don't talk about it.
Genuinely, in their last 5 starts of like NFL play, Taysom Hill in his last 5 starts has put up better numbers under center than Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
Look it up.
Taysom Hill is
On the
so
numbers.
inconsistent.
I just want-
because, and it's not even his fault.
Inconsistent.
Well, he
And
doesn't
it's not
play.
even his
Yeah.
fault
I just
because the
think-
coach will be like, "Oh, you're gonna play quarterback for the entire game. This game, next game, you're gonna play fullback and running back, and then this game, you're gonna play like the first play of the
I
game
think
and
you're
then not play
proving
touch
his
the field again."
argument, though.
Yeah. So he
I
played.
got you better this time.
He was never meant to be the quarterback full time. He was only there when he needed to be. He's
So-
best used in the Swiss Army knife role. Go
I
ahead,
just-
Seth.
I just
Go
want to
ahead.
say
Go ahead.
this man picked someone top 10 who some games will play 3 snaps. That's but he's a top 10 pick over Eddie Jackson. Who's
We're
been a
getting
Pro
into
Bowler.
we're getting into
Yes,
Niang
he
territory.
Jonathan
is.
Allen, who is a Pro Bowler.
This is
Taysom
Niang-
Hill's a Pro Bowler.
This
What do
is
you-
definitely
With
territory.
his 5
Yang.
snaps.
Chris
It
is like-
doesn't matter if he takes
You
5
have him
snaps a
one
game.
pick behind TJ Watt.
If they're the most, no, I have him like 3 picks behind TJ Watt.
I'd
But if
rather
they're
have
the-
Tyler Huntley.
Oh,
before
Seth
I
had him.
had
If they're the
Taysom
most
Hill.
game-altering 5 plays of the game, I don't see how that doesn't make him. He's genuinely a top 10 player from this draft class, and he wasn't picked.
2 things. First, Chris is like the guy
PJ
that, like, when
Walker.
your
PJ
sports show is
Walker,
starting to hit a
baby.
lull, you pay him to come on and just spit some takes. But he's genuine about it.
Cooper Rush.
Secondly, the thing is, I love watching Taysom Hill play because it's like he's under
Oh,
center.
yeah.
He's ran the ball the last 3 times, and they act like
They
he's gonna
act like
pass
he's
it, and then he
gonna
takes
pass
off
it,
running
he just
again,
runs again.
and then he runs for 20 yards.
He
It's
looks like Fred Flintstone when he runs. It's hilarious.
It's just like it's like okay, the defense is like we're on our toes, but like he's done the same thing the whole game.
And that's the thing.
And for
He will
fan-
run it 4 times in a row. They know if he's under center, he is running the ball, and they can't stop
Well,
him.
I
It
was
is
gonna
kinda
say
funny to
that
watch.
is because
So stupid.
like
Do
this
anything
past
about
year,
it.
he threw it was like a slant pass to Chris Olave that went like 60 yards.
Yeah.
So that is part of it. But I think that's more on Chris
Nathan
Olave
Peterman.
personally. But anyway,
I don't see how y'all can disrespect Taysom Hill.
I
He's a
don't-
top 10 player.
we're
in
not
this draft
disrespecting
class.
him. He's not a
He's
top
just
10
not a
player in the
top
draft.
10
All
player
they've
in
done
this
is
draft.
slander. I'm not talking about you, Nate. You're doing great so far.
No, don't get me
They're
wrong. I
slandering
like Taysom
Taysom
Hill, but he's not top 10.
he's not
There's
better
not
than Eddie
t-
Jackson. I'd rather have
That's
Eddie
ridiculous.
Jackson.
He's not
on my
even
team.
terrible
He's
take.
not even top
That's terrible.
15, 20.
But
to be
TJ
honest.
Watt not being the best defensive player in this draft is terrible
If
as well.
Myles Garrett didn't exist, he would be. I will give you that. But Myles Garrett does exist, therefore he is not.
That's why
Myles
people
Garrett
run directly at Myles Garrett,
has
right?
the
That's-
physicals, but TJ Watt's just such a
TJ Watt does it like if it's a run play, he'll go after the
If
runner.
TJ had any
Miles
other,
Garrett just like, okay, bye, buddy.
if
Go
TJ
ahead.
had any other last name, he would not have been a first-round pick.
Oh
the
my
Can I
high
leave?
number.
Am I allowed to
gosh.
leave? Can I leave now?
He
Was
was
he a first
hardly.
round?
Yes, he was the 30th, 31st pick.
I'd rather have Deshaun Kaiser before.
Oh, okay.
I bet you would.
I'm gonna
You know
go to
what?
number 10
He's scrolling
now.
here looking for quarterbacks.
I know, because there's not one.
I'm
other
just
than
like,
Patrick
how
Mahomes.
disrespectful can I get?
Why were there no quarterbacks?
PJ Walker,
drafted
my
this
guy.
year?
They didn't draft. He went undrafted.
PJ Walker was drafted.
No, he was on.
PJ Walker was undrafted.
He was drafted in the XFL.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
he did get
well,
us there. That's a fair point. I'm
So-
gonna move on to 10 now before I leave the show. I have Buda Baker at 10.
Buda, okay.
Seems better walk off the set.
Who's your number 10?
My number 10, Buda Baker.
My number 10's Cooper Cup.
Okay, my number 10.
That's not even shocking. That's a good pick. I like it. But
Well,
At 10 though.
it's fine.
That's
Cooper,
like so
I
low.
think
To be
Cooper
fair-
Kupp is great, but I also think he, for 2 seasons, had a good career before that. But 2 seasons, he hit the perfect scheme.
I was gonna say-
the perfect. Like it's one of those things, like you said earlier, in the scheme you're in. Last year, Cooper wasn't that good. He was
Well,
okay,
he was
also
injured, for the
injured.
most
but
of
like
it.
before he was hurt,
No,
he wasn't
actually,
putting
he
up
was
the
playing
numbers
pretty
we thought.
good.
He was playing well until he got injured.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
well,
he's putting up
but he's
touchdowns
not-
like in 100 yards. I'm pretty sure he was killing it last year before he got injured.
Yeah.
He wasn't killing it. No.
It was,
I'm
if I'm not
pretty sure he
mistaken, he
was
was
going
actually putting
crazy.
up better numbers than he was the year
No,
before.
not the year before. I mean,
We're about the same.
I could be wrong. I mean, but I just think
So my
Cooper's
number
perfect
10
scheme.
pick. Okay. I was going to take Marcus Williams with my number 10 pick. But hold on. I didn't. Because
I was gonna
I
say.
know y'all would have roasted me if I had 4 Saints players in my top 10.
Smart choice.
I know, yeah.
We're roasting you for having 3.
So I had him at number 9, but then I remembered the Minneapolis Miracle happened, and it's directly his fault. So for that reason alone, Marcus Williams, you're out of here. That
He
being
went
said,
47th now.
he's still a top 5 free safety in the league. Anywho,
He did say free safety.
sorry, I'm sorry. I was laughing at the fact that Cooper Kupp averaged 100 yards a game last
That's
year.
crazy.
and
Okay, I'm wrong. then.
almost a touchdown a game. But
Nate doesn't know
sorry.
ball.
I'll admit I'm wrong.
No,
I
no.
mean, I just don't
That
like
was-
the Rams.
It
That's
was just
fair.
that, like, even because I'll give it to you. Like, he probably wouldn't have had the same year, but that year also, every single game he went to, they knew that Matthew Stafford only passes to Cooper
And he
Kupp,
still had 100 yards.
and
a
he
game.
still just
What did Chris say?
destroyed kids.
so Buda Baker got bumped to my 11 slot. So my number 10 is Marlon Humphrey. I think he's a ball hawk.
All I can see now is players that are worse than.
That's, I mean, that's.
I
that's
love
a fair
Marlon Humphrey.
pick.
Marlon Humphrey would have been 11
That's a
for
fair
me.
pick.
He's a ball hawk. If he wasn't sitting
Taysom
in
Hill above
He's one of the
Marlon
few.
Humphrey.
That's
Buda
I will
Baker.
not be told I'm wrong.
I-
Taysom Hill is correct.
Marlon Humphrey and Tre'Davious White are 2 of the few wide receivers on Madden ranked above a 90.
Cornerbacks.
Wide
cornerbacks.
receiver.
I mean, cornerbacks. They're so good at catching the ball they
I'm
could
so
be receivers.
sorry.
Nate made his list based off of Madden.
I didn't.
I was gonna say though, I could
Cornerback
see
picks,
Chris
maybe.
giving like the most logical
If you play
reasons.
Madden, you
Lattimore,
know how
I think, is the
disgusting
89
Tre'Davious
on
White
Madden.
is.
I could see Chris giving the most logical answers for like why this player is 10, why this player is 11, and all I can think of is that they're worse than Taysom Hill. So it's like
Exactly.
Yeah, man. They are. I'm sorry. I don't know any other. Okay, here's my hot take. I don't
Alright,
know
go ahead.
any other
You already
player.
gave a
one?
hot take.
I
We're
know.
limited on
I'm
the show.
firing them all.
Oh, gosh.
Hot take after hot take. That was my launching the. Anyway.
Jamal Murray.
Ew, gross.
Jamal Murray is awesome. Anyway.
Wait, I was thinking Jamal Adams when you said
Oh, okay,
Jamal
never mind.
Murray.
I was talking about his celebration.
Yeah.
Adams is better than Taysom Hill.
Okay. There is no other player in this draft, and I mean no other player in this draft, that can do what Taysom Hill does.
That's true because they play more than 10 snaps a game.
Christian
What is this
McCaffrey.
narrative?
Christian McCaffrey was about to play quarterback.
Actually, Christian
Okay,
McCaffrey probably
that's
could.
fair. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
And
There's
Patrick
one
Ricard.
other player in this draft that can do what Taysom
That makes
Hill
that a
does.
wild draft. Can
Yes.
we
So
just all
anyway.
have mutual respect for each other?
No, because his list is terrible.
I love
He's
how
not
my
winning at me this time. I win.
I love how I have the top 2
no,
unanimous.
bro, I would
As-
take
as
Eddie.
he has
Where was
his
TJ
second-
Watt on your
Eddie
list?
Jackson all
Worst list, I'm
day
sorry.
before Taysom Hill.
Can I ask where TJ Watt was on your list one more time?
6, I think.
When you
Or
get
7
started
somewhere?
over by Andy Dalton, I'm
it
sorry.
was 7, but it should have been 6.
We really started off on the.
Kittle.
We started off on the exact same page.
Yeah, me and you were first 4 picks, I think. were.
3, I think.
Oh.
Travis
But still,
White
4
on
was
the
close.
list.
What was 4 for you?
I think you
Jesse
went Cooper at
Bates,
4,
Tyron
right?
Matthew, Adrian
4 for
Amos,
me.
Devin
George
McCourty,
Kittle?
Jordan Poyer, Harrison
Alvin.
Smith,
Oh, that's you're right. That's 3. I had
Minka
George.
Fitzpatrick.
What are you listing?
Micah Hyde.
Safeties.
Free safeties that are better than Marcus Williams.
I don't know if Micah Hyde's better. Than
Okay,
Micah Hyde is
whoa.
really
run,
good.
run through that list again.
Yeah.
Jesse Bates, Tyron Matthew.
Jesse Bates.
Okay,
Tyrann Matthew.
disagree.
Adrian
Tyrann
Amos,
Matthews past his
Jordan
prime.
Poyer.
Jordan
Devin
Poyer's
McCourty.
not. Devin McCourty's not.
So
you
Minka
got 2.
Fitzpatrick.
Minka
Minka
might be.
Fitzpatrick is.
Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde
Harrison
is not.
Smith.
I would like
Harrison
to walk
Smith is also past his prime. I'm talking about right now. Free safeties in the league. Tyrann Matthews past his prime. Harrison Smith's past his
You're
prime.
really trying to prove him on this point. This is the.
He's not even in my top
Look,
10. You're trying
this-
to prove me wrong on
this-
someone that's not in my top
Kevin
10.
Byard.
Just Seth. Let's just consider. Is this the hill you're willing to die on?
I'm willing to die on a lot of hills.
I'm willing to die on my Taysom Hill. That's what I'm willing to die on.
On that, we're
bar.
going to
Hey,
end the conversation there.
Hey, I'd like to apologize. Taysom Hill makes it at 10 for me. Buda Baker's out. Taysom Hill's in.
Thank you.
Off of that line, that was great. I have to respect that. He said I'm willing to die on on Taysom Hill. That was good. I regret
What's
nothing.
funny is I looked
Pause.
at my list, and once I realized I had 11 players, I just hovered between Taysom Hill and Buda Baker.
And
I
I
was
just
like,
bumped off.
someone's got to go.
Dear God. Okay, so that's it for that segment. That got so wild so fast.
So many questions.
For our next segment today, and our final segment of the day, we're gonna do some blind rankings. I'm gonna turn this over to Steven at this time. So let's get into it.
All right, so we're going to go into blind rankings. We're going to do two different lists of 5. First, we have NFL quarterbacks. Second, we have NBA players. They could be any position.
I'm scared about the NBA players, and I told Nate and Steven this before they got here. Chris wasn't here yet.
Is Taysom Hill one of the quarterbacks?
He is. How'd you, no,
1A.
Because he could be like, name a bunch of guys, and we still had number 1 open, and he just goes, Pierre Jackson.
Yep, that's
And
what,
we're like,
that's what
I
makes
just
this
picture
great.
someone like drive on the road. They're starting to like goes off. They hear 1A.
I'm going to need to write this down so I don't forget.
Way to keep them up. I appreciate it.
Okay, here we go.
We're gonna yell
We're starting with the
periodically.
Wait.
Yeah, we're starting with the NFL
Wait, everyone,
quarterbacks.
real quick. Shh. If you're falling asleep to this podcast, Taysom Hill, Taysom Hill, Taysom Hill.
That will do it. Way to keep the road safe for America. I appreciate it.
He just listen.
Someone gets into a car accident because of Taysom Hill.
What happened, officer?
I'd swerve off the road.
Okay.
I'd swerve off the road for
This is
Taysom.
why we're not like your other sports podcast. This is
went
why we
from-
got the award.
Yeah, that's why that is our award.
So on recent news, there's been a 95 car pileup on 264.
They're blaming Taysom Hill.
All their windows are broken or down. They're just shit. Taysom Hill.
He truly is a utility player.
He pulls up on the fire truck. I really do it all, boys.
Top
Like a
10.
firefighter.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
This
Okay,
is
we're good,
every
we're good.
time Chris comes on the show, it gets so unhinged so fast. It's
Taysom
like
Hill's
me
my
without my
favorite Mormon.
ATD medicine.
All right, so do y'all know how the blind rankings work? I'm going to give you the player. You tell me
believe
1
so.
through 5 where you rank them. There's no changing your list.
Sorry for the listeners. I have the hiccups now from laughing.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah, I was born ready.
All right. Number 1. Well, in the order. Y'all can rank them wherever you want. Derek Carr. You get a bit of one. Was
We'll go
this
with you
one
first.
just because I knew Chris was coming? Yes. Yes, it was.
Because he's
You know
going to
what?
say that, and then he's going to be like, Ben DiNucci.
Benanucci.
So
All right.
I did guarantee people would know who the player I'm talking about is. I did not say that I would pick good players, though.
Derek Carr is a very firm 3 slot.
Mid. Yeah,
That's exactly
that's
where
where
I
I'm
was
putting him. He immediately changes it to like where it's like skewed.
I only have stars now.
I thought about putting him at 2 for a
makes
half
us feel-
second because he is a top 5 player or a top 5 quarterback in the NFC.
He makes us
But-
put Lamar at 5.
Don't think about.
I
you don't
really
have to
thought
think
you
about
said-
that.
No. I only thought about it because I thought you said. I was thinking you were talking about division. I'm like, there's only 4 teams in that
Yeah,
division.
I thought you said. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say top 5 in NFC
Oh,
South.
I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
like.
it goes. Wait, who did y'all draft? Bryce Young,
Uh-huh.
and then it goes Baker Mayfield, and then it goes Taysom Hill, and then it goes Taysom Hill again, and then it's Derek Carr.
And then the Falcons are just there in
So
6th.
sorry, Andy
I will never
Dalton.
respect the Falcons quarterback.
And-
Also,
Bro, they said we were talking about quarterbacks. Why are we talking about Taysom Hill?
real quick,
Uh,
I am so sorry to Bijan Robinson because I enjoyed you and I respected you during your time at Texas, but now that you're a Falcon, die.
Well, I have no other words for that. So
I don't mean that. Don't
Who's our
actually
next-
die.
who's
the
next
second
player?
quarterback is Daniel Jones.
Oh gosh, why?
How highly are we touting his one good season?
That's a question for you to decide,
I'm
not
gonna
me.
put Daniel Jones at 4.
4.
Oh, not 1? Wow, y'all are crazy. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm putting Daniel Jones at 2.
I feel like Nate's gonna make a
Because-
smart decision because Steven's laughing. We might have messed up
Because
royally.
It's
Daniel
fine.
Jones is, I think, is going to get better. But secondly, I think I know where this is going. So go ahead.
Number 3, Josh Allen.
I'm comfortable putting him at 1.
I am as
Comfortable.
well. Oh gosh, yeah, I feel like he's gonna have.
He
Patrick
set us
Mahomes.
up.
He's gonna have Pat Mahomes. You did this for Kyle. Steven's cousin has a man crush on Josh Allen.
Well, he
and
is a
anything
I
Bills
mean,
fan,
if you
so-
don't,
Sorry for yelling into the mic so much, guys.
No, it's fine.
yeah, this
Yell
episode's
more.
unhinged.
I'd say yell more. They like it.
I'm losing my voice a little bit now.
No,
Because of the
I'm
Taysom
putting
Hill
Josh Allen
debacle.
at 2.
Okay.
You're really about to end up with Ben DiNucci.
You're
at 1.
going to be...
I don't care.
Okay.
He's
I'm
going to be
making a point.
sweating up. Y'all ready? Where'd
Yeah.
y'all put him to?
I'm
I got
so
him
scared
at
'cause
1.
I know his 5th play is gonna be wild.
Trey Lance.
Okay.
Oh, 5.
5.
Easy.
Putting Trey Lance at 4.
That's
Look at his smile.
funny.
Look at his smile.
Hey,
You can't. He's just gonna play your emotions.
yep, I'm the
Okay.
commentator.
Go
He's
ahead.
actually just made the most reasonable list.
Trey Lance is
and
at
you're like,
4
"It's
for me.
unhinged."
You're at 5.
Yeah, Trey Lance is at
Trey
5.
Lance
for
at
Trey
me.
Lance is a bust. I
Okay.
don't mind having him at
Who's
5.
yours?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, number 1.
this is-
Period.
I
This
put
is a
Joe Burrow at
beautiful
5.
list.
I was
I'm
trying-
willing to take that.
I love my list.
I
I
would
was-
love for Joe Burrow and Josh Allen to be flipped, but it's okay.
I
I'm
will
comfortable
comfortably
with that
put.
list.
There's an argument to be made at least that Joe Burrow is number 1 and Josh Allen's number 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
There's
I
an
totally
argument
agree
at
with
least.
He
that.
wants that side of the argument.
Yeah,
He's
I
saying
want
he
that
doesn't.
side.
you
I-
put him at 1. Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
I'll take my 1 loss because I think the rest of my list looks good. And now
your 1 loss?
the Joe Burrow at 5 is a
You
terrible.
had Daniel Jones at 2.
Oh, he does have.
That list is trash.
I think Daniel Jones is better than Derek Carr.
I hard disagree.
He can move. He can move.
I don't have to.
Derek
agree
Carr is
or
like,
disagree.
I have nowhere to go. I'm
So
going
is
down.
Lamar Jackson the best
I'm
quarterback in the league?
indifferent on
No,
that.
but as I said, the NFL is moving towards mobile quarterbacks. Did you not see the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks drafted? People who can move in the pocket.
Right, but that just because that's the direction it's trending doesn't mean that's the reality we're facing.
I
Mobile
think it
quarterbacks
is.
have been
All
less
right.
successful than
in your
successful.
world. Will Levis
I would
is
also
going to be the
say
best
that
quarterback
Daniel
in this
Jones
draft.
has more to
might be.
grow
I don't know.
than Daniel Carr does.
No,
Daniel
genuinely.
Carr?
I don't know who Daniel.
CJ
Derek
Stroud.
Carr is
We can
probably
bring up
not
David
gonna
Carr.
get better.
No,
he's got a.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you
though.
say
Like,
Derek
I
Carr's
feel
not
like
gonna get
Daniel
better?
Jones
I think
has-
he is going to get better.
has the
Change of
potential
scenery,
to
yeah.
Than his
be
best
better
season
than-
on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. He has weapons like he's never had.
No, I think Derek Carr is going to get better, but I think Daniel Jones is also going to get better.
I think now that he got paid, we might see some slight regression. I don't really trust it. I got to see it for more than.
But I do have
12
Joe Burrow
games.
at 5, so I'm the loser.
I have Joe Burrow at 1,
That
so
is
I'll
rough.
take it.
All right, are y'all ready for the NBA edition?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, this was the one I'm scared of.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared for this too.
So yeah, and this can be any position. Because I mean,
Is
realistically,
this current or all time?
This is current. All
Okay.
current
Okay,
players.
thank God. Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that
it's
does.
still gonna
That
it's still gonna be bad.
Okay.
So number
But I was
one,
gonna say like Gabriel Metu or whatever the heck his name is.
Brandon Ingram. Y'all can put him wherever you want,
I'm putting BI at 2. I love me some Brandon Ingram.
except for when I
We
put
had
him
this
above Jalen Brown.
conversation.
Ooh, is CJ McCollum on this list?
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
How many
That, a
Pelicans
few
are we-
episodes ago.
I really thought about having CJ McCollum here too, because I just thought it'd be interesting to compare the two.
I'm putting
One.
Brandon Ingram at 3.
Mm.
So where do you have Brandon Ingram?
3.
Where do you have him, Nate?
Brandon Ingram at 3.
2.
This one
You
is
didn't
for
ask
you.
me, but
Well, that's because I actually heard yours. I won't listen to the rest of them.
Okay.
Next up we have George Niang.
Woo!
5.
1.
Immediate 5.
Just kidding. No, I'm gonna put him.
Auto
At,
5.
I'm gonna put him at 4 because I think there's gonna be some saucy trash.
I don't even know how to freaking spell his name.
Nianges. Niangs.
No. The first one. Is it just
It's George S.
okay?
George's.
I'm
also
gonna
pretty
put.
sure I didn't spell Niangs right.
It's fine.
I'm putting him at
5. Immediate
4.
5.
I have him at 4.
By the way, okay, so again, this is how they currently are. So I just want to
He's
say
a
that.
sniper.
Yeah. I wasn't saying that. I was saying that for the next player, realistically.
He's going 4. Go ahead.
Klay Thompson.
2.
I don't mind having him at 3.
Over BI?
Yeah.
That's not a good take.
One's
Well, it's
destroying in the
sometimes you have
playoffs
to
right
take-
now. One's not even in the playoffs.
That has nothing
Yeah,
to do.
thank
Also a
you, Curry
Warriors
and
fan.
Jordan Poole. But
I have to put Clay at 2. but
Clay's
that's,
been
like,
playing
because
good.
of my list.
yep, that's
I should have put Niang at 5, and I would have been better off. But
yep. Someone, did you watch the last Warriors games? The last Warriors game?
Are they about to lose to the Kings?
I think so.
I don't want to talk about
I
it.
hope so.
I want to talk about
Boys,
it.
please just pull out one more road win.
I hope Malik
more
Monk
win.
drops 60 and destroys your careers.
I can't wait for De'Aaron Fox.
Shut
to
up,
just
Wizards fan.
ha-
Go cry about
Ooh.
deny however the heck you say his name.
Who?
Deny Avdija.
Denny Avdija?
Yeah, whatever
I love how
that
you
is.
insulted me, but you came out sounding ignorant.
Probably so. Bradley Bill wants to be there and doesn't want to be
All
there
right,
at
who's
the
our
same
next
time.
pick? This is getting unhinged.
Sorry, I was just looking at Klay Thompson going off in the postseason.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, he's going
What,
off,
from this
man.
year? Because that's a short highlight reel.
Yeah, he's going off, man. That was, it's all right. Anyway, I
6
just like
games.
next up we have Damian Lillard. See, to me, these are actually like legitimately. It is hard to rate.
I feel like he's gonna have someone stupid at
I
5.
got to have Dame at 1. I can't have him at 5.
It's really hard to list Damian Lillard to me this year because of how good
Yeah.
he was,
Or-
and then he.
I'm getting
on
set
draft
up.
He's
year.
gonna say like Boban Marjanovic
one for me.
or something at 1.
Who's 5?
I love Nate's list. He always has a great player at 5. So hold up. So what spot do you have left?
5.
Oh, that's the next player. Is gonna be 5. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, man.
And you have 1.
I have 1.
Last player is Donovan Mitchell.
I will live
Honestly?
with that. I will live with that.
Yeah, your list looks
Okay.
awful, Seth.
No. There's
not
an
as bad as
there's-
mine.
There's at least an argument for mine.
It's not as bad as mine.
We're in hot take season.
Okay.
Right now, right at this very moment in time, George Niang's is in the playoffs, and Donovan Mitchell's not.
I mean, that is the.
I said
Hold
it.
up. Seth can't get too upset because this is the exact argument he just made for Klay Thompson
Right.
30 seconds ago.
Klay Thompson is a multiple time freaking
This is their skill level right now.
My list is
he just
trash.
claimed the
utter
freaking 3-point
garbage.
championship.
Mine's good, other than Donovan Mitchell being the 5. I would legitimately have him at my 1.
I have Damian
Yeah,
Lillard, Klay
I have-
Thompson, B.I., Niang, and Donovan
yeah, that's all
Mitchell.
over the place.
Yeah, I have Donovan Mitchell, Klay Thompson,
Just a
Brandon
list.
Klay
Ingram,
Thompson's not
Damian
too.
It's just a
Lillard,
list of
and
players,
George
no
Niang.
particular
There's at
order.
least an
It's a
argument
list of
compared
all
to the
time.
no, compared to
two
the others.
conversations
Other list.
going on
Compared to
right
the other lists, there's an argument there.
Y'all are making this torturous for our listeners.
I know,
now.
right?
There was 2 completely different conversations.
Right, that's
going
gotta be
on.
awful.
So if you would like to join Chris and my
Pan it
podcast,
left, you just pan it left and right. They're like, which one should we listen to?
So Taysom Hill is a really good. No, I'm just kidding.
So where did y'all
Dear
put?
God.
Okay, I meant to add. We're actually doing 6. Taysom Hill's the 6th quarterback. That
Oh,
was in
number
that.
1.
You said we were doing quarterbacks.
Yeah, I was just playing. Oh wow, not that one again. I'd like to go back to a few seconds ago where Chris probably peaked in podcasting and said that he will die.
Taysom Hill.
That was a top 3 podcasting moment for me
Yeah.
of all time.
of all time, and I've done like 50 total podcast episodes.
Dear
Wow.
God.
Way to flex on us. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry,
I'm
guys.
pretty
No,
high
no,
up
you're
there
good.
too.
Yeah, you've done a lot.
Like
too.
40,
Well,
I
yeah,
count
more
small-
than-
I've probably
you've
done
probably
60,
done more than me, yeah.
60 or 70.
Our
With,
body count
I
is
watch
low.
sports.
Yeah.
I watch sports.
I also watch sports.
I don't think Seth actually watches sports. I
So-
think he just reads the headlines from Bleacher Report and
Actually,
pretends like he watches them.
You know what? That's not
Minus-
the worst take I've heard today.
Whose side are you
Minus-
on?
Nate, it's your turn to talk.
I have the talking phone. Okay.
Here you go,
Minus
Nate. This
my-
is yours to hold.
Minus my Cooper Cup take, I feel like I can claim I watch sports. I feel like y'all are noobs.
That was a
Y'all-
very bad take.
If I
Y'all
had
are
any
noobs?
really bad takes today, I'm blaming it on the lack
I'm
of
not gonna-
28 hours of no sleep.
Your bad take was that Taysom Hill is not a top
No,
2
my bet.
quarterback
No,
from the
absolutely
2017
not.
draft.
Not even close.
You know what's
My
crazy?
my worst take was that I put freaking T.J. Watt at 8.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's horrible.
Yeah, when he's the best defensive player in that draft. Yeah. that
Second.
is.
No, I'm just kidding.
There's an argument for both.
Is there? I feel like TJ Watt's so much better than Myles Garrett. I don't know. That's just like the one thing that me and Chris will.
You also said that you don't watch the Browns.
No.
I
does?
said that.
Yeah.
I said
Oh.
that.
Okay, well,
The Browns game is on today.
sorry
Like,
guys. I didn't know you were such
Browns
AFC
fans don't even
North
watch the Browns.
connoisseurs.
I am. I love the AFC. Actually, to
Weird.
be fair, the AFC North is a really entertaining division.
It is
to
a
me.
very fun division.
We're the Browns. We can't even decide on our mascot. Like, I mean,
Can we talk about the elf?
yeah.
I was about to say, what? Are we fans or y'all hate it?
I don't like the elf.
I just feel like it's Christmas all the time.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird just
Are-
loading a Browns
Now,
game and there's an elf in the middle of the
now,
field.
now. If there were to be elves running around anywhere, it would be Ohio.
I would second that.
I don't know. Have you ever heard of the Mormon elves?
What about the North
Salt Lake
Pole?
City. This is a Taysom Hill thing. It's actually not. No, it's not.
This is a very different podcast now. Welcome to Conspiracy Theories.
Hello and welcome to Mormonism with Seth, Nate.
I don't want to be a part of this.
Steven, I'm not a part of the Mormons.
Okay,
Wait, I do have one more thing. I do think if Chris drew up a play for the Saints, it would be Taysom Hill snapping the ball to himself, and throwing the ball 60 yards to himself for a touchdown.
He snaps the ball to himself, halfback tosses it to himself. It's a freaking halfback pass to himself downfield.
Taysom Hill's the only player in the league that can do an RPO and play all the positions available.
He is the run pass option.
Dear God. They invented that and they put that in Madden just so Taysom Hill would make sense in the game.
If y'all ever play Madden, the Saints' offensive playbook is low-key fire. It's really good.
Anyways, that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching this, whatever this was.
Thanks for letting me come on, guys.
Thank you for we loved having you, Chris. It's always a pleasure most of the time.
Always a pleasure most of the time.
CJ McCollum, call me.
Taysom Hill, call him. If you haven't already, go check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Let the Play Develop Pod. On Twitter, you just search Let the Play Develop or at LTPD Pod. If you're watching on YouTube,
Several moments of
I was about to
silence.
say the audio listeners are just like,
Well,
what
you're
the
being
heck
partial.
just happened?
Every time that happens on a podcast, I'm like, did it stop? Did it pause?
Just
random hand gestures. And then if you're listening on streaming platforms, hi, how are you? Thanks for listening. Give us a rating and 5 stars. Leave a comment or whatever.
good
We
rating.
really appreciate it. Y'all have anything else to say?
No.
I have an autographed Taysom Hill card.
Dear God,
at
thank
home.
you so much. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.